Hey! What's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and welcome to another exciting episode of EmGo Build Stuff, the series where I teach you proper droid maintenance. It's a lot harder than you think, especially when they have an attitude. Oh my god. But moving on, with the Fanhome Star Wars Millennium Falcon kit, we are on stage 23, so let's take a quick look through the magazine. Let's see what we got here. Star Destroyer deployment. Armed to the teeth, carrying hundreds of attack vehicles and packed to the gunnels with highly trained crew, soldiers, and pilots, Imperial Star Destroyers represented the physical embodiment of the Emperor's will throughout the galaxy. Oh, it's lovely. Maybe someday they'll make a model of this. Who knows? Who knows? We have that guy, things and stuff and things, rooms, things, stuff, people, making models. Oh, we have here the life support systems. What about them? A ship crewed by sentient beings as opposed to droids is utterly dependent on her life support systems to provide a breathable atmosphere or aquatic environment and supply of essential fluids as appropriate to the operator's species. That makes sense. There you go, some interior shots there. And again, look at the interior here of the Falcon. Basically how the life support systems work, the water recycling units, fresh water tanks, the auxiliary cooling units. All right, and there we go. And then we have our parts, instrucciones. So there you have the magazine. Here we have our parts. So let's get down to it. Because ain't nothing to it but to do it, right? Right. Okay. Get this open. And see what we got. Okay. So that's everything. So we have us. More frame bits. That's we're not using. Some more brackety deals. And screws. More screws. Pieces of our corridor here that we will be using in this stage, and another piece of our little workbench here. So yeah, all right. So now we bring in the instrucciones. Ay, que instrucciones. Where are we? Oi! Alrighty. So here are our next parts. So seems like everything here is accounted for. Good. So now what are we doing? We are assembling the passage tube top. Cool. Alrighty. So we are bringing in this section here and this sprue with these cushions that were left over from the last stage. And we're going to be using these. Lovely. So, yeah, looks like this is going to be pretty cut and dry. Or cut and glue, rather. But, yeah. So let's just start nipping. This one here. Number one. So that's going to end up sitting right there, thusly. And of course, this will need glue. Let's get some glue on here. So this will be another gluing episode. No screwing. But some good gluing. Again, hey, the gluing just as important as the screwing. So I value the gluing as much as I value the screwing. There we go. Just hold that in place for a couple seconds. And booyah, there we go. Cushion number one in place. So now, we'll nip this one. I think these are all the same actually, so I don't think it matters. There's a specific order, but they're numbering them in the instructions, so I'm going by the number. So this is going to live right next door. That's going to sit right there. So again, we will need glue. Glue. So just get some on the tabs. Get a little bit there. Get it on there. Boom. Hold it. Uno, dos, three. There we go. And now it's neighbor. Hello, neighbor. Won't you be my neighbor? Okay. My neighbor and gluing. Okay, it's going to go right next door. Again, get some glue on that. Again, some more tabs. A little bit here. And get that on. There you go. Go in your home. That is your home. Enjoy it, because you're going to be here for a very, very long time. Alrighty. And the last cushion here. Last bit of padding. And this is done. That can get out of my life. And we'll get our glue on. So, little dab will do ya. Get that on. Right there. Give that a little hold. There we go. Got the top part nice and padded. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, so now we're going to bring in the rest of the corridor here. We need this ring as well. So what are we doing? Seems like it's pretty straightforward. We just take the top here and merge it with the bottom. So just line everything up. There's a little tab right there. Make sure you line up these little 3 posts here, which they are. And then we take this ring. This ring will help to hold all this together. That's not very secure. I really should use some glue, but we're not going to glue it because they're not telling us to glue it. But I think maybe at some point, even if they don't tell us to glue it, I think I will. But we'll see what happens with this. But there we go. We have us a completed corridor here. So what they want us to do is they want us to bring in this other corridor that we have put together and do a little dry fit here so you can see how that is all going to merge together. So it looks like that's going to end up. There we go. It kind of pops in there. Of course, they don't want us to secure anything down. And again, there is stuff that this stuff needs to be glued. Anyway, there's little bits in here just kind of falling off. See, but it gives you a rough idea there of what's going on before all this gets secured up. So looking cool, but yeah, that stuff's going to need to be glued down. But anyway. That's what we're doing. That's what we got there. That's what we have done. And yeah, that is it. Oh, actually, that's not it for this stage. We still have one more quick thing we can do. We have another section here of our workbench. So hey, we can just get this set up and just get that ready to go. So we don't have to do this later, you know. The instructions don't tell us to do this, but hey. Future me will thank past me for giving me a little less work to do. So, there we go. Let's pop one on. And pop the other one on. Ah, get back up. There you go. There you go. And that is all there is to do in that stage. Alright, so here's what we did in this stage. We finished up that corridor. We merged it with the other one, temporarily anyway. It's not totally secured down, but hey, just to see how it all looks together. We have another bit of our little workbench here. We got some bits and pieces, as always, to save for a later date. And yeah, that is it for stage 23. So there you go. Now, as always, if you would like to sign up for your own Millennium Falcon kit, there'll be a link in the description down below for you to check out. And if you missed any stage of this build, there is a playlist in the description down below as well for you to check out at your leisure. You can watch this lovely hunk of junk take shape before your very eyes. So there you go. As always, I hope you enjoyed this exciting episode of EmGo Build Stuff. And remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop playing. Be geek. Be proud. May the force be with you. And palm in your face. nice.